Welcome to Lana's Homestead and my one-year permaculture garden. I've taken it from grass to sheet mulch to thriving food forest.
Hello and welcome to the homestead. So today I just wanted to give you a little update on this flip the grass garden method that I did for this flower bed. As you can see, a lot of grass has snuck up in between. That is the advantage of doing the sheet mulching or maybe just entirely removing the sod. So I have put a lot of wildflower perennial seeds in here, so I don't really want to disturb the seeds that I've put in there. So today me and my mom April are just going to try to weed out all of the grass. That's definitely one of the downsides of this flipping the grass method. So after a really good rain is a good time to do some weeding. The soil would be a lot looser and the weeds should come up pretty easily after that. You want to make sure you get like that, that'll just grow back. You want to make sure you get the whole root system. So I think an alternative to try to kill these grasses is when you flip the grass over to then cover it with like a thick layer of wood chips. Though I wanted to plant seeds, so I didn't want to put wood chips in because that would limit the growth of the seeds. So that's why I didn't wood chip. But I think you could wood chip and then plant in already started plants, and that might fix your grass growing problem.
You could spend like maybe another hour and you'd have it all.
It's been about a month or so since my last update on this front garden bed. As you can see, most of the tulips have kind of bloomed and are done now, so I need to go through and deadhead them, meaning just cut all the stems off where the flowers were growing, and then I need to let the leaves of the tulips kind of fizzle out and die and turn brown, and then I can cut all of the flowers down to the base, and then hopefully they'll make it through the winter and bloom again next year. That's just a picture of Fiona's head.
That's just you. That's just you. That's just you.
Did you get it?
Huh?
All the leaves have turned brown, so we can just cut it. And I can see that the bulb is like sticking out, which it's not farther enough in the ground. So I'm just gonna bury it. Bury it so it's hopefully that's okay for next year. So you can see lots of little stuff is coming up, which is really exciting. Hopefully we'll get lots of blooms soon. And I've been doing some weeding on the grass, but every time I come in and weed, I'm noticing less and less grass is here. So I'm hoping in the fall I can put down a little layer of wood chips, and then all of the flowers will be established enough that they can come up through the wood chips, because when they're seed, you don't really want to wood chip over top of the seeds, because I just was worried they wouldn't germinate or come up because of that. So hopefully next year there will be no more grass in it, and I just keep pulling it out until I can eradicate it all. Today I'm going to plant a Betty Magnolia Tree, which I'm really excited about. It's going to have some really beautiful spring tulip-like blooms. So let's do that. So this is the spot I had already planned out when I was building the garden bed to put something. Last year I actually attempted to plant a bare root Royal Star Magnolia, but it didn't make it. So I decided to not. This one's in a container. It's a little more established than a bare root. It's probably a couple years old. versus the bare roots like a clipping. I threw down a bunch of compost that I bought when I had my huge delivery of compost. So now I'm just I'm digging a hole. It's very loose in this space. You want it to be about, twice as big as the root ball. But the soil's really loose because I already kind of like dug this out in the fall. So you don't necessarily want to put this really nice soil in the hole. So you kind of just want to put it on top. Like a big rock. So all I'm kind of doing is just going in, making sure the soil's loose, digging a deep enough hole in here for it, and then I'll just kind of put this soil back on the top of it. It's fine to put the compost on and feed maybe a little fertilizer on top, but not in the hole. So kind of one of my thoughts with this kind of irrigation is that the water would come down and then kind of like flood out this section where the tree is. So when we get a good rain, the tree would get a lot of stored groundwater, extra coming down from the roof. So I actually tried to buy this tree at a local nursery, and when I got there, they had said that they were sold out of everything, and that all local growers would be sold out of everything. And it wasn't necessarily true. I called around to a few other places, and I did find some other varieties, but this one was kind of what I wanted and kind of the best price that I found online. So they shipped it to me. It looks like it's doing just fine. I actually had it in my basement for a couple days, and it still looks really good. The soil's real wet. The leaves look good. But look, you can see it's kind of root bound. It needs to get out of this pot and into the ground. So I'm just gonna tease the roots. Try to help it get out of this circular shape, and I'm gonna try to motivate it to grow outward of this shape. But it's really thick with roots. Okay, so this is important. This hole is too deep. I really don't want to bury this part of the tree. Doesn't want to be buried. You want it to be like at the soil level here. So I'm gonna have to backfill in a little bit of the soil. And now it's nice and loose. So this is not something I want in there. Okay, now I'm just going to give it a really good water.